would you be a help to me, please, and explain to everyone what a cinematographer is, please?
Well, let me see. A cinematographer is a dedicated artist. He's the man who comes on the set very early in the morning before any of the actors arrive. He checks the lenses, and then he straightens the lights. He gets behind the camera, looks at you through the finder, and then straightens up and says, "So where were you last night?"
Don't you ever tell them, darling.
It's been said.
When you've worked in front of as many cameras as I have, you build up a healthy respect for that guy behind the lens who squints through his finder, moves you over a couple of feet, and then puts pure art on the film. I'm talking about our cinematographers. And it's my real deep down pleasure to read the list of men.
Define the role of a DP.
I think the role of a cinematographer is to help create someone's vision.
You make the image. You make the image and you make it to the best of your ability in line with the direction of the project.
Action! Joe, keep rolling it, Joe! Joe, keep smoking it. Keep smoking it, Joe! Keep smoking it, Joe! Go around again.
When I was starting out in LA, my rent was like, maybe I shouldn't say it, but it was so low and I could barely even afford my rent at times. I, had like a T2i and I would go and rent my friend's FD Canon lenses, which are like old 35mm camera lenses, like the shittiest of shitty lenses. And I felt like I was working my ass off. Like I was doing whatever I could do.
I, for all intents and purposes, should not be doing what I do. There was no family member or anyone in my direct vicinity that had a job like this or anything like that. I really think it is one of those situations where if you're not told that you can't do something, you really just believe that you can do anything.
I think I was always really terrified of cameras, or of the big ones, because I had come up through this really experimental background and I had all this like film, 35mm, like Bolex, like all this stuff that I really loved cameras, but like these huge, like that was in the red one, it just came out, and like I was super afraid of messing something up. So I decided that I should just if I wanted to shoot, I'd just throw myself in, like mess up a bunch.
I've been just kind of out doing a lot of independent stuff and just figuring out how to find my style and my voice as an artist, which is why I love being behind the camera, because I don't have to speak at all. I can just convey my emotions through what I see.
When I'm shooting and we've come up with a plan and we're executing it and like the crew's in sync and the step where you think about what you're gonna do and then do it is condensed into just doing the thing, like that's it. I mean, that's the best feeling in the world.
Being able to do work that you enjoy and do it with people who you respect and like that's pretty, I don't know what else there is to do in life,
I definitely alternate between feeling like this is it, I'm doing exactly the right thing, and like how could I get to do this?
Even when I was a student aspiring to be a DP, I went to the ASC Clubhouse, which is like an event that the American Society of Cinematographers holds every year, where aspiring cinematographers and students aspiring to be cinematographers can come and sort of mingle with ASC DPs. And when I was in college, I went, and I remember feeling very intimidated and weird and out of place. And then I saw Conrad Hall, who was like an idol to me. As I went and stood, or in a circle, there was like a circle formed around him of all these young guys asking him all these technical questions. And I didn't say a word because I just felt intimidated, too intimidated to ask a question, maybe that I would sound stupid. I should have asked a question.
I think the biggest hurdle is probably being given the opportunities. I think that's been long since been the issue with women in most industries, where you're fine, everyone's fine with you getting to a certain level, but then there's this assumption that you can't actually be the leader.
Yeah, there's a lot of women, but they stop at a certain level, I feel like. Have you like noticed that? It's really hard to get past a certain level for women filmmakers. I think that's really where the problem lies.
You're good to be the second or the first, or even the operator now, it's getting more, but like to be the DP, still, it's these subtle things.
You think it's the chauvinist producer, or like this, you think of this like burly guy coming in and being like, no, you can't do this job because you're a woman. It's never that. Oftentimes, it's the people you just had an awesome conversation with about representation in media, and they don't even realize they're doing it.
On my social medias, when I showcase my work, a lot of people don't know that I'm a woman because I don't put my face up or anything like that. So when they do reach out to me, they think that I'm a man. And they say, yo, bro, I like your work. It's fun to be a mystery in a sense, but it's definitely hard at the same time when people know that you're a woman and they kind of don't believe in you as much as they would a man.
I lose jobs all the time because I don't already have it on my reel, even though it's something that I would easily like crush it.
We've all heard the catch-22 of that, where, well, yeah, I haven't shot a $5 million movie because I haven't shot a $5 million movie and you won't let me shoot a $5 million movie.
But that's so hard to, how do you explain that to somebody? Because you just sound bitter. Like you just sound like you didn't get the job.
When people reach out to me because they specifically want a female DP, it's sometimes a turn-off to me. I just want them to want me because of the work that I do.
I think it happens very often that people make assumptions that you don't know what you're doing for sure. But I also think that's okay, because if I was 25 and doing this, I wouldn't know as much as I know now, because that's how life works.
When I was camera assisting, there was definitely times that I wasn't taken seriously, or I was hired for the wrong reason from some guy on set and just, like flirted with on set, and just stuff that was unacceptable. But when you start to like prove yourself as a DP, men really have respected me since then. And I think ultimately being a woman has just helped me stand out.
I don't necessarily think there's a lack of women doing it. It's just the visibility isn't completely there yet.
You have so many ideas of what you think a camera operator looks like, and I think for a lot of people that's still subconsciously a man. They picture a strong man holding a camera. And if they're choosing between two candidates, they just have a better feeling about the guy.
But it doesn't mean that there aren't a ton of women that have been doing this for decades. We just haven't been giving them the platform or giving the opportunities.
There are plenty of women who shoot, and hire them.
Now, who is that?
Every time I read an article or an interview with Ellen Chris or Rachel Morrison or like Autumn Durald or someone, it makes it feel so much more accessible. And I'm already doing it.
It just gives you confidence in yourself when you see someone else that looks like you standing up for themselves, and just knowing they just know their role, they know their job really well, and that gives you confidence to be like, oh yeah, I worked under this person. Like I know this job.
For some reason, seeing another woman do it makes you feel like you can do it too.
I eventually ended up getting into the ASC, and the year after I got in, I attended the ASC open house as an ASC member, so it was a whole different perspective. And there was tons of women, all aspiring or cinematographers, and I just found it to be very exciting for me. Like, wow, I'm seeing progress. I'm seeing history change. I'm seeing this is an old Hollywood Boys Club, and now look at all these women here.
I do think things are getting better. I think we're here at the perfect time.